My name is Victoria. Today we are going to go over how we built our herb drying rack. This is a little rack that my husband put together for me so I can start drying the various herbs that I'm growing in the garden. When he put this first one up, I told him I absolutely loved it and there's no way I'll need anything bigger than this. Fast forward, I think like a week, and I needed another one put up. So today I wanted to show how we're putting it up because it cost us about $10 or maybe a little bit less. I'll go over our supply list, the tools that you'll need, along with the quick little steps on how we got it up on our wall, with a time lapse. All right, for the supplies that you'll need a dowel rod. We got this at a hardware store. I believe the size is a 9/16. You will also need 2 different sizes of hooks. We purchased these tiny hooks to screw into the dowel rod. That way, when you're going to be hanging your herbs, you'll have them tied up with like a kitchen string. You can just hook them right onto the hook. You will also need larger hooks that screw into the wall that your dowel rod will sit on. That's pretty much the only supplies you need. For your tool list, you'll want to get a drill with a bit. That way you can pre-drill a hole for the larger hook that goes into the wall. You may want to use a stud finder. We have one and we used one. It's up for debate if it's actually all that helpful. What we ended up mostly doing was measuring for where our stud should be and did a little trial and error because our stud finder was not accurate. So you also may need for a tool list a saw if you're going to cut your dowel rod down. My husband also took just some light sanding paper and ran it over the dowel rod just to take off any little bits that were peeling off or sticking out of the dowel rod. So that is your supply list along with your tool list. Now to the steps. So how we built this herb drying rack is very simple. So here is when we were trying to find the stud. Our stud finder said it was here. However, this is where our stud actually is. Once we drilled 2 holes and did not hit a stud, we ended up measuring from the corner to the stud. And then we pre-drilled a hole and then sent in the larger hook. And we measured over, I think, 2 stud spaces and put in another hook and then another 2 for the third hook. For the second one, we still measured over to get the initial start of where this hole should be or where this hook should be. We then went up with a level just to make sure we were level with what was up above. We went ahead and pre-drilled the hole, sent in the hook, measured 2 stud lengths over to put in the next hook. We actually put in the tiny hooks already into the dowel rod. I think we spaced these about 6 inches apart. We did run out of hooks, so we have still a bit of a blank dowel rod, but we're just gonna get more hooks and get those screwed in. So once you have your main, the 2 hooks or however many larger hooks you have into your wall, it's as simple as popping the dowel rod into the larger hooks. Here's a little quick time lapse showing us doing this. All right, we have our second herb rack up on the wall, which is great because I have quite a few herbs to finish drying out. This is a really cheap and easy way to dry a multitude of herbs in a small space. In the show notes below, I'm going to go ahead and put a supply list. That way, hopefully you can just screenshot it and have a list ready for the hardware store. If you like this video, feel free to do all the YouTube things of liking, sharing, following, subscribing, whatever you care to do. I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much. Bye.